Hello and welcome to episode 35 of the Game Dev Tutorials. This one specifically is going to be on content, and I am going to start labeling these a little different so they're easier for you guys to go through. So tutorials that are just content and shouldn't have really any new pipeline parts or adjusting, the base engine of the game. I'm just going to label them as content. And whereas they may be doing something interesting, they're not nearly as crucial to the project, so skipping them wouldn't be a big deal. And I'm going to try to make sure that I let you guys know when that's happening. Now, do I find this interesting? I do. In fact, adding content is my favorite part. So, that's good. Alright, so today we're going to be adding a blink spell, and I've kind of been alluding to this a little bit, especially with the last tutorial, fixing the scrolling issues and whatnot. So this is partially why, is because I wanted to add a blink spell. And the reason I want to do a blink spell is because it's super simple, and I kind of want to see how fast we can get it added. So that's kind of the goal. Can't spell. So I'm not going to go like as fast as I possibly can, but I do want to show just how easy it is to add content with what we have. Now, again, this is a very, 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 very simple spell in its current incarnation that we're going to use. Your amount of time programming is going to go up with a more complicated spell. For instance, even our, flame, flame circle is more complicated. So yeah, I just kind of want to show that is an interesting bit that I think you guys can take a lot from, is seeing just how fast within the system that we've set up that you can add things will go. Okay, so I have a bunch of art files for you guys. These, I told you I was going to just give you guys a bunch of stuff from Dylan RTD. These are every effect in that game. Pretty low amount. But there's some good stuff in here. We're going to be using this one. I used it for rezzing somebody. Rezzing demons before. I'm going to put this on the blink as well. So, but I'm going to give all of this to you guys. Use it however you want. It is what it is. It's yours to use. Enjoy. But there's some sprite sheets in here. There's some individual just pieces. There's lots of things. So hope you guys enjoy. In order to get those in, let's put them in now so I don't forget. Here we go. Highlight them all. Content. Copy if newer. Okay. So we have those, and then we will... I'm going to get these out of here so that they're not in my way. Alright. We'll have that. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the blink class. We're going to copy it from another skill class. Currently we only have the one. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to swap out the logic. Again, it's very simple logic. It's a one-liner. And I'll show it to you. We are going to add blink to the hero, because remember right now on our one button, we are using our flame circle, and now 2 will be blink. We are going to create the blink effect, and then we're going to add it to the blink class, and then we're going to test it. And actually, we'll probably test it here. No, here. And then we'll add the effect, and we'll test it. This is really like 2 steps, but still. So you guys can see the difference that an effect makes. And I know you guys probably all know, but sometimes it helps to see it. I mean, you very rarely see a game without an effect on something, so that's important. And then where this is going is I want to do a Hotkey Bar. Not this tutorial, but next tutorial. I want to do a Hotkey Bar. Then I want to do a skill menu for which you can set to a hotkey bar. That may not be 2 from now. That is, believe it or not, a big process, especially if you do drag and drop. But if we'll probably do something like click on it and then click the number that we want it in. So basically, left click on the skill and then click a 1 to put in the first slot, 2 for the second slot, 3 for the third slot, so on and so forth. That's a simpler way. You don't see that in a game, but it's the simplest way I can think of for assigning. Drag and dropping is probably 2 or 3 tutorials all on their own. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get to with this. So I'm trying to get you guys a skill bars. It's a big undertaking, but that's where I want to go with it, just so you guys know. Okay? All right. So I guess let's jump right in. Let's start with adding Blink class by copying what we have. Now, I think you should always copy. That's an effect. That's not what we want. Skill. It's in user, I think. Skills. There we go. I think you should always copy paste these. When I started, I didn't. And man, you would not believe the bugs that you would get. You're like, I fixed that like 10 times ago. Why do I got that bug again? Oh, because I didn't copy paste the skill. So all of your structures all here, everything's correct. Why not use the copy paste? Now this is a simple one, so you may still look at it and go, Chris, you're nuts. Like, this is so simple. I could type that out in no time. You're right, you can. I have no argument there. I don't have the correct thing open. Give me 1 second to get the prompt open so that I can make sure I do it the same way. And also, we started this about a minute ago, so I am kind of timing this because I am interested in seeing how long it takes to do this, but this is obviously throwing that off a small amount. No big deal. Skills blink. Okay. All right, here we go. So, and I'm going to show you also why copy pasting is good, and I just deleted shit, which I shouldn't have, but that's all right. Owner dot position. So blink is a spell in which you want to blink, you want to push the button and go to where your mouse cursor is. That's how we're going to treat this. So when the button is pushed, we don't need to do anything. In Flame Wave, right, we only wanted to do something once we clicked it because we wanted to place the thing. We don't need to do that here. We want to go directly where the mouse is immediately. So new vector2. Okay, and inside the vector2, it's globals.mouse. New mouse pose .x, and then the same thing .y. Right, so do that, do that, do that. All right, and then we're going to subtract offset in order to incorporate offset into it because the screen will be shifted most likely. Now, if we ran this, we will break the game because, well, not break the game, but we will get a bug in which we are not exiting the skill. And we're doing that because we haven't added the stuff that finishes the spell. Okay, so that finishes the spell. Okay, so that's blink. We just made blink. It was that simple. Quick check. Blink class. Yay. Swap out the logic. Did it. Add blink to the hero. Alright, so in hero, we are going to, first of all, add it here. New blink. This. Probably should have copy pasted that and just switched that out. Sometimes I don't take my own advice enough. But use copy paste. It really will speed your stuff up. Alright, now we're going to come down and this here, I'm going to introduce a bug on purpose. So I'm calling it out right now. So I'm just telling you. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. But I am telling you that there is a bug being introduced on purpose right now. So, that way you know I didn't do it on accident. Okay, so when we push 2, which is D2, we want to use skill 1. Right? That's blink. 0 slot is Flame Wave. Blink is slot 2. And this should work. So we should already be able to blink in the game. Let's see if that works. play, pick one, doesn't matter. I'm going to push 2 right now. Boom, I'm there. Now, what just happened? Actually, I got 2 bugs. I didn't even notice this before. The screen didn't scroll, and it doesn't scroll until I start moving. So that is the bug that I introduced on purpose, and I called myself out. I didn't realize that was going to happen, so I'll have to figure out what that is. I'll do that another time. But this, which we put inside this if statement in order to reduce our input, I'm just going to move out. You can do something much more complicated to still keep your checking down, but I'm not going to do that right now. This is the fastest way to deal with it, and the overhead on this is minute, so it's really not something to worry about. But if you want to, you can limit this when the character's on the not on the inside of the box. That's the way to fix it. Okay, so we have check. We fixed this bug. Awesome. That took us 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Okay. Now we are gonna create the effect. So let's run it again. Also, in that 3.5 minutes, I was not counting the testing. So, all right. So we are going to blink, boom, and now we go over there. I'm going to make that a little faster, but this is what we want. Okay. Now look, you can blink around, but you're just warping, right? It doesn't feel very good, right? It doesn't feel coherent. You also could move the screen to center you as soon as you blink. I actually find that quite disorienting. A lot of games, including Diablo 3, does it. And Diablo 2. I'd rather the screen scroll pretty fast. So let's jump into that, and let's just up the screen scroll so you can feel what I'm talking about. No, maybe I'm in the minority, but you know, it's my game, so that's where I'm going to start with it. And if, for instance, I got a ton of feedback saying that people didn't like this, then we wouldn't do it. All right. So we're gonna make this 4 times the speed of the hero. Let's test it again. Again, I'm still at 3.5 minutes. I'm not counting this as creating a spell, right? Maybe not quite fast enough. Let's go with, can I, yeah, I can do, it's a float. We can do 4.5. Ooh, F. We need F in there. Don't forget the F. Okay, let's do it one more time. Let's see where we're at. Right? It's quick to test. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do for sure. Okay. But this, you don't lose sight of your character so easy. You do lose, like if I teleport over here, I can't see over here very well to start with. But that's somewhat realistic. Like if you were to teleport somewhere, you would have to get your bearings from where you were. Like teleporting would not be something like that your brain was going to be used to, and you wouldn't see things. If you couldn't see it before you teleported, you do have to register it. So that's not horrible, and you can make that screen scroll even faster. In fact, I'm going to do so. No, I'm not, because I want to be able to see the other effect. So that's why I'm not yet. All right, so blink is in. We're going to restart our timer right now. I don't actually have a timer, but on how long it's taking to do this, we're going to create a new effect. So taking my own advice, we're going to take this, we're going to copy, we're going to paste, we're going to say blink effect. Okay. And we are going to change these two out. We are going to change this to, I think it's res. And then we are going to add the frame, the animation frame list, right? Because it has a 4-frame animation. Hero, I believe, has that. So let's take Hero's stuff. Go here. Okay. So we now have frame animations. It is 4 by 1. Time, we'll deal with that in a second. Maybe we should do that. No, we'll do that in a minute. And then in here, we're going to have it switch every 33 frames. We only need one of these. And then I'm going to change the name of it to base, just because that's actually my standard one. We use walk and stand for the character because they have very clear things. But, I mean, what do you call an animation that happens after you blink? What's the animation name? I don't know. So I just use base because it's easy that way. All right, so we set that up, and then we don't want to rotate. So comment this out, destroy, take it out, whatever you want. I'm going to take it out. Now we have our blink effect, which should run this for 33 times 4 milliseconds, which is 0.133 seconds. Is that right? Yeah, 0.133 seconds. So it's a very quick animation. That may be too quick. Let's go a little slower. Let's go a little slower. Okay. And then, so I just doubled the time. So it's going to be 2.66 seconds. 0.266 seconds. About a quarter of a second. Cool. All right. Now in Blink, we are going to need to add 2 effects. One where you're going and one where you're leaving. So first of all, let's we pass effects here. Yeah. See, this is why I probably shouldn't have just deleted everything, because a lot of what was there should be here. So this effect goes for 266 milliseconds, so 0.266 milliseconds. And this is already our mouse position. So this is where we're going. That's awesome. Cool. You could write it out like this too. It's either way is fine. And then we need another one. And this one, instead of being at our mouse position, is at new vector2 owner.pose.x and owner.pose.y. Okay. And again, 266. So this should create our effect on both of those locations. Let's give it a try. Grab this over. Do this. Do that. Ooh, that was the wrong item. Oh, I killed myself. Nice. Well, that's not going to be possible because that's not what we're doing. But I used the wrong effect. Look at there. Oh, these are projectiles, not effects. Whoops. So go to the projectile. Made a little boo-boo there. Those were projectiles, and that's why it killed me. Ha! Check that out. That was interesting. Let's make sure these aren't different. They are different. So, grab this position, put it into this position, grab this position, put it into this position. This is owner.dims. I'm going to copy that because I got to paste it 3 more times. And these are 266. Alright, these are wrong. These are still not right because they're flame circle instead of blink. Blink. My IntelliSense disappeared because my mouse is in the wrong spot. Okay, now they're blink effects. Whoops. Everybody makes mistakes, right? Alright, let's see. And we blink. And we blink. So it's kind of like a puff of smoke in a way. Ooh, that's off. Something's off there. Where we're going is correct. Where we're coming from is wrong. Let me check my prompt, because I tried to do that off the top of my head, and it didn't work out. No offset on here. That is the difference. Alright, let's double check. Yeah, there we go. So a puff of smoke where we came from, and a puff of smoke where we show up to. And it just feels a lot better. You can see where you came from. You can see where you're going. Much better feeling. Boom. And you can kind of be on the other side of stuff. We can put cooldowns and all kinds of things on here. But this is fun. It's much more fun. We can give it a mana cost. We can do all kinds of things because it's like super OP right now. But we can do things to reduce that. And that's another thing. I'm trying to work on the abilities a little bit. I know that there's requests for other things. I will get to them. But this is quick. Alright, so I think in total we spent around 10 minutes actually working on this and doing tests that failed, I guess. I'm not counting all the speed shifting tests, but you know, 10 minutes to add a simple skill. That's all it takes. So let's say you guys are working part-time on your stuff and you know you only have 30 minutes to work. Well, it's quite possible that you can get a new ability in that time. I mean, if it's as simple as this, you can get 2 or 3 of them in. But if it's more complicated, yeah, maybe you can only get one in a night. Don't get discouraged. Go play with your project. And when I say play, I mean it needs to be fun, right? Like, make your programming process fun. If it gets too frustrating, you might quit. And I don't want you guys to quit. I want you guys to keep going. I don't know what happened there. A little bug of some sort. No idea. But here nor there. Alright guys, look, if you like this, make sure that you hit that like button. It really does help. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to put out about one a week. I didn't get to one last week. My wife sprang a trip on me and to see family, and I just didn't get to it. I apologize. But I am getting, on average, one a week, and subscribing will let you know a little bit. Hit that notification bell if you haven't, and you want to see when I put out new content. Run the playlist. There's a video playlist of all the videos, so on and so forth. In fact, I think that's where most of the traffic's coming from, so most of you already know that. And then if you're so inclined to do so, at least for now, use Patreon if you can, or buy my games. So on and so forth. That can really help me out and give me more that I can get done. Past that, you know, guys, have a great week. And yeah. Oh, and why I say that while I have a Patreon account is that I'm not real happy with the way that Patreon has been operating. I'm a big free speech advocate. I'm not here to talk about politics, but to me, free speech shouldn't be about politics. Free speech, your ability to say what you want without repercussion, provided that you're not threatening somebody else, is a big deal to me. And the idea that Patreon has been silencing people at an ever-increasing rate is scary and disheartening to me. So when and if Patreon has a viable alternative to it, I will be swapping to whatever that other alternative is. That's just a little heads up. You know, hey, thank you guys for watching. I don't mean to hit you with the heavy stuff, but, you know, I just wanted to explain myself. Alright guys, have a good one.